Discord.
I can, yeah. You're sharing the League Lads roster, and you're live.
I think that's mostly what we're gonna share because I don't know if you've noticed, but like half of the stuff in Dota Buff is not loading right now for some reason. I
Oh,
don't know
really?
if that's
Mine was
happening
loading.
for you.
Mine was loading pretty good.
Dude, this it blows. I was trying to I got like most of your players, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I got most of the research done, so we can at least go into the history of DOS as I work to uncover the League of Lads and kind of document a lot about more about the league because I don't think we have too many content pieces talking at least about the history of League of Legends in general. And we'll get into this season later on in this talk. People can't see my browser right now, but whenever I'm probably just gonna be looking at the rosters since like it doesn't actually want to load Dota Buff for me. We could maybe pull up the records, but I don't know how useful that's going to be since I haven't set up season 10 yet because I've been lazy. Anyway, let's talk about you, Das. So glad
Sweet.
you're able to
Hello.
join me today.
Thank you. Thank you.
I gave
Exciting to be
you
here.
the 6 day advance warning that this was happening, so I
Mm-hmm.
assumed I would get a time slot on your calendar, and
Yeah, I did schedule you in. I
um
have a daily planner, and yeah, interview is in one of them.
nice.
Yeah,
Well, and I know you have matches also to plan outside of that too, which I
it's
think
true.
you what last match was 3 nights ago, 4 nights ago.
Something like
At
that.
this
And
point, I
tonight
think it was June
playing
8th.
as well.
Yeah, games tonight, which I don't know if anybody's actually
Mm.
checked marked
I think Badger has
the
check marked
cast.
it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so head over if after this interview you want to go check out and cheer on DOS, go hit that up. But DOS, it's been a long career for you if you consider around 2 years a decently long career. You are a veteran
Yep.
all the way from season 3, League of Lads with Eternal Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, especially the big check mark in that is the championship in season 4 with essentially the same roster, I believe, that you had
Slightly
season
different.
3.
Replaced Silver Pike for Artorias.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then the Artorias roster
Yeah.
seemed to have a little bit more oomph to it. But yeah, do you want to talk about that season a little bit? I think season 4 was a great run for you
Season
guys.
four.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of success coming into our season three with me, Skater, Notorious, um, Silver Pike, and For the Swarm. We got third or second or something like that, and we didn't really have any expectations, but um, the games were kind of hard. We had like me farming, Silver Pike farming, Skater farming, and For the Swarm barely farming, and we would just like split push every lane, and then eventually win at like 50 minutes. And so in season four, and we Silverpike didn't want to play with us anymore because it was so like challenging for me and Skater and Silverpike to like show up to a fight. So we replaced Silverpike with Artorias, who is a pause five player. So we basically played pause five on you know safe lane, pause five on the off lane, Artorias. So the Toriuses were both sacrificial supports. And then that let me and Skater play like two rice farming heroes, and then For the Storm was on a Space Maker, and that was like a really good. Like we were ahead of the meta for sure in that um, time frame. Everybody else was playing maybe a four protect one or something. We're playing these like two like farming cores like Spectre Alchemist or Jug, Arc Warden, that type of lineup, and we just ended up outscaling everybody, including like these double king teams or these fume teams that had like a really powerful pause one player. Well, we had two pause ones, so we had double the amount of net worth going on a really hard scaling hero. It just worked out.
Yeah. And you did try to run it back, I think, in season 5, but couldn't quite get to the same.
Yeah, we had a really good. This is I think Dark W's first win, right? I think, anyways.
Uh, I think
Or is
so.
this?
Yes,
Yeah, I
is
think
it?
Dark W does 5 and 6.
This is the Apex, Haming, ZET,
Yeah.
Mjun, Sasquatch. Yep.
So we actually, I mean, maybe it's just our hubris, but we beat them. We went 1-1 in group stage against them. So we were actually feeling pretty good against the favorites of the team, but or the favorites of this season. I think we should have won this season, But if you look at our series that kicked us out, we were in the lower bracket semifinals, or like the match before the finals. I think we got third or fourth in this season, and we went in against Polar Ass. And Polar Ass is so frustrating to play against because they lose lanes so often and so hard that like they know how to play after that. Like we ended up taking all of their towers and they just kind of turtle in the triangle. And my team, specifically Skater playing Tiny, just like jumps in over and over and over, blinking into five of them. And even though we have like a 15k net worth at like 20 minutes, Polar Ass just consistently wipes us like two or three team fights in a row. And then that was our way of losing. I think we went 2-1 against, or maybe it was an 0-2 actually. But it was really unfortunate because we should have beat them if we just played with a little bit more, um, I guess, like strictness. I don't know, discipline. Yeah, yeah. If we
I
played it
think
with a
that's the
little
word.
bit more
Yeah.
discipline, took Roshan, invaded the triangle intelligently, it would have been an easy game. Um, and then our team just kind of fell apart after this.
Yeah, I mean, you are missing the roster in season 6, and I think that might have been a refresher for you. I don't know, maybe just a break for a season to take a break from Dota 2 in general. You did kind of come back swinging with Ape Simps, and no proper carry in the later two seasons.
Hmm.
I mean, you're still playing position one in both
Yeah.
of these seasons, by the way. And I
Hmm.
mean, every season we've talked to up to this point, you've been position one, which kind of brings us to this season naturally, where you've made a jump to position five.
Hmm.
You also have Sasquatch, who won in the season five we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Two guys, both of you have championship potential. I think Nier as well is one of the players that's up there. Seems like a very strong roster, but just off to kind of a slow start. 2-4. You got some wins on the board, but maybe not exactly where you want to be.
Hmm. Um, our team is adjusting to like playing with each other. We're trying to find a play style or even just like a drafting philosophy that's gonna work. Um, so we're just playing around a lot. We haven't scrimmed at all, so we're just kind of using these group stage games as a vehicle to grow and learn as a team. I've made that change to five. I think like season 7 or 8, whatever I was on Ape Sims. That was really telling to me to be like, I'm not a very good carry relative to these other players. I think in season 4, season 5, um, I was a really good carry. Like in that tier of like Sonagod and Fume and uh, KU, but I just dropped off. I dropped off in this season. I couldn't really play as fast. I couldn't farm as well. I was getting behind. I was like just not even with the meta. Like I wasn't even understanding like um, how to build my heroes the right way. So it was kind of just like very very telling that I'm just you know getting outperformed by people who are playing a lot more than me. So I figure, okay, let's take my strengths, which would be I think I'm more of like a thinking player rather than a mechanical player. So better at strategy, better at the macro game. So let's play a slower position that doesn't rely on mechanics as much, um, and then hopefully I can start setting up the right wards, having the right smoke plays, um, really focusing on my landing mechanics as opposed to how efficient am I being at farming and my itemization and that kind of stuff. So pos five, I've really enjoyed playing.
Well,
It's been a nice switch.
and I'm sure you don't mean to discredit your experience as position one player as well. Do you think that gives you, kind of an edge as a support player? You understand your wants and needs of the person you're trying to protect in the laning stage, kind of thing.
Totally. I think it's a double-edged sword. So on one hand, when I'm playing with Nier, I really know what Nier's requirements are in the lane. I know what it's like to be a carry, and I know what at least in my opinion, what's the best play a support can do to support their carry. And so everything that I do in the laning phase is like, let's make sure that Nier is supported. But on the other hand, I've built up like 5 years of playing position one, so I have all these habits um, for like shoving waves, farming camps, like farming pressure as opposed to like ganking pressure or just like smacking pressure. So on one hand, I can make sure that yeah, I know where Nier should be farming at any point in time, so I know where to ward, I know where to stand to prevent a smoke gank because I know where Nier is going to go in the next 30 seconds, and then the laning phase, I know what he's going to need, I know what space he's going to need, and I also really emphasize like a really strong laners, just to make sure because the laning phase, if I can get near like a 1 or 2K advantage in the early game, then like my impact in the mid and late game isn't really going to be as needed because he's going to be so huge, and that's just an element of Dota that's kind of fun. You can just get
Yeah.
your carry all your net worth, and you say, "Hey, carry me, motherfucker!" Like
Yeah. Well,
he can
it
just put me on
feels
his back.
good, Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're
then I
supported them.
sometimes grief a little bit though, Killer Karate, because I'm just my default is going to be hit creeps, get big.
I mean, I think there's some element to playing support and being slightly greedy that can be valuable. I think, yeah, you're completely selfless. It's not always the best play, but you're right. It's a double-edged sword. Maybe
Hmm.
learning how to blend that's the best play. I do want to jump into really quick, like kind of roster forming season. It was kind of a quick jump from season 9 to season 10, but uh, kind of a fresh look at a roster for you. You're very used to playing on Eternal Kings, of course, for the 4 seasons and coming back in a couple different rosters, but now teaming up with Hobbs, Sasquatch Festival, and Nier. What did that look like coming together, forming the roster?
So I'm pretty thankful for the mini tournament that Bulljacks and Badger ran. So I was drafted by Hobbs. So me, Hobbs, I think Notorious, Near, and the Beast of USC's played together. And I was playing five on that role. And I think I impressed people enough to say, okay, Doss is not, a shit pos five. He's pretty serious because we did quite well in that season. I think we got third or fourth. Um, So Hobbs said, hey, I want to play with you, and I'm not really involved ever in getting anybody to play the game. Like I don't want to message people and say like let's form a team. So Hobbs said he wanted to play with me. I was like, okay, sure. And then Hobbs messaged everybody and got everybody. So I wasn't there at all.
And you just kind of said yes without really knowing who you were going to be playing with, or
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
I guess. Do you have any experience? I mean, outside of the mini, of course. Any experience with anyone on the team, or was it just that mini was kind of the introduction for you?
That's it. No, yeah, I'm not really, you know, I mean, I'm on speaking terms. Like maybe I'll, message Nier once in a while and message Sasquatch. Festival is brand new too. But
Yeah, I
no,
know.
not really.
Lads
It's not.
debut this
It's not a
season.
friend stack by any means. I think it's just a team that wants to win, and there's kind of some big names. Hobbs, Sasquatch, Dawson. Those are, they have some clout associated with them in lads. So it kind of just we're using our reputation and previous
Sure.
seasons as a mechanism to kind of group together.
I could agree with that. I mean, not to cast shade at Festival either. A couple of MD2L seasons, RD2L seasons, and
Cool.
I think Lads Mini as well Festival has played in at some point. But you're
Yeah.
right. The season 10 is the Lads debut for Festival, and everybody else all has greater than I think 3 seasons. Hobbs is actually outside of Festival the most rookie of your
Yeah.
players with only 3 seasons. But yeah, Sasquatch has been around forever. Nier's been around all the way since season 2. So,
Hmm.
like you're saying, big names in the history of lads. But still, like you said, looking to turn this season around. There's a lot of season left. Everybody plays everybody in the big giant group. Are you liking that format this season as
Not
compared to
really.
2 groups?
Not really. I don't think it's a good like. I'll be critical of it. I would prefer a Swedish bracket. Like if you're gonna have a big group stage, then I think that's kind of dumb. Like yes, everybody gets to play everybody, and I think that's one of the that's one of the variables that the admins are prioritizing. But a Swedish bracket is where like you have top to bottom, all the teams are in one group. But the way the matchups work is every week or every the next game that you play is against somebody with your record. So the top teams will consistently play against each other. The bottom teams will consistently play against each other, and it's how a lot of CS:GO tournaments are played. when you have
Yeah.
like 20 teams or something, you can really filter to determine who's going to be the best team really quickly, because the best teams should be able to beat, the better team should be able to beat the other good teams, and the shit team is going to lose to all the shit teams. So you very quickly find the shittiest team, you very quickly find the best team, and then you find everybody else, in the middle, and then you can do like 4 rounds of that, and then after that, you can immediately go into something like an elimination bracket or maybe GSL groups or something based off of that with seeds or something. So I would prefer, if we're gonna do one group, I'd prefer that. That seems just like a way faster way of getting to the end conclusion,
Sure.
which is like
I
actual
mean,
stakes.
what about the like, I don't know, maybe the rivalry that starts to form just because of having two groups though? Do you think that
I think
maybe
that's a lot
plays
of
into
fun
it?
too. It is also, but like on the same side, like you do get stacked groups sometimes, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
and
It's true.
as much as we can look at this paper and say like, oh man, Ultra Gunner team, that's gonna be amazing. Oh man, like this DOS team, it shouldn't even be fucking allowed. Like the consensus is stupid. Like the lads population when they're looking at these teams and saying which team is good, which team is bad, like there's no predictive value. Like we were seeing so much chatter in general chat about my team and how it's rigged, shouldn't be allowed in the game, and we fucking suck so far, right? Hopefully we can turn it around, but functionally we've sucked. So like you get all these idiots who think that just by looking at MMR, looking at the names, you're gonna see how the team is gonna like the cohesiveness of the team is a variable people aren't considering. So and like there's a whole bunch of other shit that is not really on this lads roster list. So I don't like the idea of like having a group A and a group B unless it's just randomly selected, because we think that we can determine or predict the outcome of these seasons when there's only a few people that have had success in the past. So I don't
Sure.
like the idea of a
Yeah.
group A and group B because the admins are going to seed people, and because of their you know um, their poor ability to predict the success of these teams, they're going to create a rigged team or a rigged group. Sorry.
DOS complaining about admins. This is, another, if you're playing bingo out there, another check to put in the book. Uh,
Well,
Classic. Anyway, was gonna mention, I forgot to earlier, season 7 you did do DOS tent for a little bit. Haven't seen the return. I mean,
you know,
largely anticipated
I'm
return.
quite busy. That's the problem. Like
I know, but
uh,
it was good stuff. I'm just saying.
it took a lot of work. I have to like skim through all of the lads matches, and like I'm not somebody who watches any of them. I'll pop open Twitch chat because like the support, or like I'll pop open your Twitch stream anytime I can or I have my computer on while I'm not there. I will put it on, but I don't watch any of the games. So it was really hard. Like it was a lot easier when I had like when I was at work, because then I could like spend a I'm at work, so I can't really like do anything. So I can't play games or like go for a walk or something. So it was really easy to open up Dota Buff and like look at everything.
Let's
Now that I'm
browse for
working from
stuff, yeah.
home, my break isn't going to be fucking looking at Dota Buff. My break is going to be going on a bike ride, or going on a walk, or like playing basketball. And then I also started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu up again because COVID is now over essentially. So I spend like 15 hours a week like doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu,
Shit,
and
dude.
then yeah, and then I play like Valorant with my like real life friends. That's one of our hobbies. We recently come into a GeoGuessr with my friends too. So I just don't have time for it. It takes like maybe like 4 hours a week to do a DOS tent. So and I don't know if I'm gonna do something low effort. I don't want it to be content. I want it to be at least something that like 30 people would watch rather than like five.
Yeah. That's fair. Um, and that alongside, you're playing at the same time in that season too, so you're already dedicating that much towards Dota too. It
Yeah.
kind of feels like too much. I
Again,
can
I have to
understand.
improve too, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to get better at five. I don't play a lot of games in a week. I've always said that I'm one of the least playing people in lads.
Mm.
I think I have like almost the least played games total.
It'd be an interesting stat to look at. But anyway, we're gonna start to wrap it up. The last thing I like to do, DOS, is the old Dota buff quiz.
Sure.
Uh,
Do it.
I'm gonna ask
Fucking
you
do it.
some questions based on what I saw in Dota Buff before. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
actually query Dota Buff anymore before it stopped loading, but I was able to get the questions, so we're good.
All right.
Uh, Most of these are from the esports tab in Dota Buff,
Nice.
so give or take a couple of numbers here or there. They might be off by a certain amount just because of matches not getting ticketed. Whatever,
Sure. Sure.
will be close enough. All right, Das, are you ready?
No.
All right, we're going anyway.
Okay.
Question number one: what is your most played hero in esports matches?
Esports matches? I'll go with oh fuck. I'm not looking at Dota buff. Okay, um so I think there's like three potentials. Oh shit, is it Jug? Fuck. So it's either
Is that your
Lycan,
final
Wraith
answer?
King. No, it's either Lycan, Wraith King, Lone Druid, or Jug. That's how I think TV's up there too. I'll say Jug. I think I spammed that shit like last couple
That
seasons because it was
that's
bad.
correct.
All
Do you
right,
know what the win rate is on
we'll say.
Juggernaut?
Oh fuck! It used to be really high. It used to be like 80% over like a course like, but I've just lost so many games on it. So I'm gonna say like 65%.
Dead on, 65% win rate, still
Really?
above 50%.
Holy
So
shit.
not bad. Like
Okay.
obviously you'd want it to be higher, I guess, if you were at 82, but
Yeah.
it's a law of just
Yeah, I'll
randomness.
average out.
Second question, how many Eternal Kings matches have you played?
Oh, you know what's
And
funny?
again, bonus win rate in those matches.
Okay. I think I'd say like 80 games.
Dead on.
What? No way.
Again,
Eight?
dead
Actually?
on.
Holy shit.
Yes. Do you know what
Yeah.
your win rate is as a team?
I'll probably say 66%.
Just 65%. But
Oh,
again,
fuck.
very close. Which is it's the same as your Juggernaut win rate actually.
Yeah. Well,
So
because we always go 2-1 in Eternal Kings. We always go 2 wins, 1 loss, like every single
yeah,
series.
right
So
around 66.
yeah,
Makes
it's
sense.
pretty. Yeah, we did not 2-0 ever.
Question three. Uh, on Eternal King specifically, what was your most played hero?
On Eternal Kings.
Yes,
Um, on Eternal Kings, I'd probably say Wraith King. I think I was spamming that.
is Spectre.
Oh,
A lot
forgot
of
about
Spectre
Spectre. I
actually.
forgot about yeah. We'd first pick that. We'd first phase that. I would go fucking crazy items, Necro Book, fucking Meteor Hammer, Blade Mail. Oh man,
Seemed to
yeah.
work out. 75% win rate across those games. Uh, so pretty solid. And last question, we'll see if you can
Uh-huh.
get. When was your very first League of Lads match? I'm looking for the date and the series outcome, and if you can remember who you played.
I'll tell you a little fact about me, okay, Killer Karate. Um, I don't keep anything in my brain, or at least I try not. I don't actively try to keep anything in my brain that like is really easily accessible by something that like for instance, the names of the months, right? Do you know the order? Can you repeat the order of the names of the months?
Yeah, dude.
I
You
can't.
just slowly build it over time.
I
Yeah.
can't. Don't give a fuck. I don't care when March is. I don't care when April is. Like none of that shit matters. When do I need to know? So I would probably. I don't. I have no idea when Lads started. I have no idea what day it was. If you want me to give you a guess, I'll say 2019 is the year.
It's
Is that wrong?
2020,
2020. Okay.
but well, obviously you were playing for Eternal Kings. That would have been what, season 4? Season 3. Do you know who you
Sure.
played in the
I,
series
I I
outcome?
do remember my first game. Yeah, I remember my first game. I was against we were against the champions. I think it was like West Side Wombats or something.
Yeah, it
Like
was
so.
Wombats.
Yeah, I know my very first game. I said, "Oh, like I'm like new to this team," and I popped off on Terrorblade. I got like a 900 GPM Terrorblade game because Noah liked to play Beastmaster, and I liked that matchup. So I said, "Give me the 1 versus 1 against Noah," and I just stomped him and got like 900 GPM and went like 15-0. It was a good game.
Good game. And you did end up one-winning that series too, but you're right. Stomped the first game and a
Yeah.
good introduction at the very least. But that's all we got time for. Das, thank you so much for joining me. I wish you
Thank
luck
you.
in your future Enchantress matches, which I
Oh,
assume
thank you.
you will continue to spam.
I will, yeah.
You're 5 out of 6 matches so far. I mean,
I'll
basically when
fucking
it's
play it.
not banned, you're picking it. So,
Yeah, let me give a message to all you fucking pussies out there. All right, if you're not comfortable first picking your hero, you suck at it. That's all I'm saying. If you
all
can't
right,
first phase your hero, you suck.
all right. In every single scenario,
Yeah, if you're
I
not
think.
comfortable first picking it, you suck at that hero.
All right, calling
And you're
out quite a few
and
people there.
you're a bitch. You're a bitch too.
Damn, Das getting very, very hostile on the interview, but I understand it. It is a league with a lot of tenure behind it, as we have shown. Das trying to make it a two-time champion this season with Dryden Fan Club. Thanks for joining me. That's it.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
yeah, well, whenever I stream next, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
I think that's at
Appreciate it.
what, 8 Central, 9
So
Eastern,
10 p.m. Eastern, so 9
10
Central.
p.m. Eastern on Badger's channel.
Hmm.
So good luck to that. Sending it.